Okay, let's see the dino fashion. Let's bring up Danelle. Where'd Danelle go? How come, why is this not working? There we go, Danelle. Can we see your shirt, Danelle? Can you show us? We got Dr. Grant's paleontology. Okay, nice, nice. Into it. I've never seen that shirt. It's rare that I've seen one that someone wears one I've never seen. Awkward Dinosaurs is here with an amazing shirt. The Bodalicious period. All right, all right. Cool, cool, cool. Into it. Somehow dinos in the, oh, and the mug. I had that mug and then I put it in the dishwasher and now it doesn't function as well as it used to. What's up, Daniel? How's it going up in Rochester? I'm gonna keep you guys on mute though, I'm sorry. So this is a non-verbal. Oh wait, Jenna Hartley, what we got? Wow, that is a very cool, is that a T-Rex? Nice, that's a great shirt. I've never seen that one either. Hey, Em, is everything okay? It seems like your apartment's on fire, but you have some different, can you show our shirt again? What's on this shirt? We got, it appears as though there's some sort of, oh, mastodons and mammoths, okay. Wow, maybe we'll do, yeah, we should do a day on extinct non-dinosaur megafauna, like Smilodon, Mastodon, mammoths, that'd be fun. Let's see who else we got with some dino gear. If you're wearing dino gear, get it up into the pit. Oh, I see, who's Denise? Denise, is that a Godzilla shirt? Okay, very closely adjacent to the dinosaur, I'll allow it. Aaron has what appears to be the severed head of a dinosaur somehow. I don't know where you got that. It seems to be, how's their blood not just dripping out of it? We got a science camp t-shirt, hands-on rocket science camp t-shirt. What's up, Taisha? Mike is back with, again, yeah, the Orchard Park Buffalo Bison shirt. Richard Cantu, is that a JP shirt? Can you lift that up a little bit? Oh, I've never seen that iteration. Okay, it's like, it looks like a small T-Rex on a swing. I like it, into it. We got 72 people here thus far. I think that's about all of our dino fashions.
We also have a birthday.
We have a what? Who?
We have a birthday.
Oh, no, we don't. We do not have a birthday. Whose birthday is it?
Yeah, buckle up. We got a birthday.
Okay.
Keisha and Daniel have said no dino fashion, but we got a birthday boy, the big 1-0.
Oh, heck yeah. Wait, 1 year old, 1.0 or?
1-0, 10. 10.
10.
Somebody's in the double digits.
Whose name is, who's it?
Keisha and Daniel.
We'll see if we can find them, bring them up. There we go.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Happy birthday, Daniel. He's 10 years old. Woohoo. Yo, I like the tank top here. Daniel, I'm going to try to find you and unmute you just for a hot second. Oh, this is alphabetical. That is helpful. Keisha and Daniel, unmute. Is it working? Why won't it let me unmute you? There we go. No? I keep on clicking. There we go. Daniel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, Daniel, where are you right now? Like, where you guys live?
41.
No, not our address. We live in Ajax, Ontario.
Cool, cool. Ontario. So have you been to ROM? I'm sure you've been to the Royal Ontario Museum.
Yep.
Yeah. One of my favorite museums for sure. Cool. Happy birthday. I love that you're wearing a tank top. Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah.
Right. We're willing spring into existence. Oh my goodness. Yo, put those muscles away. It's too early in the day for that. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Happy birthday again. I got to mute you for a hot second.
You.
Actually, I can't find you. Kristina, can you find them and mute them for me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, I see it. I see it. All right. Cool. So it's just me and you. You guys, it's 12:06. Let me bring this back to my face. What's up, Insta fam? Oh, we have people on Instagram saying happy birthday, Daniel. Andrew Hodge was like, yo, ha 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 ha. Happy birthday, Daniel. All right. We got a birthday today. I stepped in cat puke this morning. This is how we had a, what's it called? Tornado alarm, a tornado warning thingy. It's a great day. It's a great day to talk about pterosaurs. Kristina, I forgot to mention your exquisite dino fashion. Can you show up on your shirt?
Thank you.
Got a number of species on there.
Pterosaurs.
We got a pterosaur on there. And you got that at the gift shop at the American Museum of Natural History?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two things. I left most of my dino gear at home in New York. So that's why this shirt is being worn every day for 1 hour during this. And also, most of my really cool dino shirts come from the gift shop at the American Museum of Natural History. Highly recommend that spot. And speaking of AMNH. You guys, I'm going to drop in our chat box, per usual, today's bingo board. Oh, that's not how that works. Hold on one second. Because I feel like that is, Kristina, if I'm not mistaken, I believe AMNH is one of our bingo cards.
Absolutely.
If I can find bingo. Where's bingo?
And in case you didn't know, it's located in New York City, which is also one of the bingo squares.
Yeah, but can you say a thing that is a bingo?
I would get a
Or does
thumbs
it
up
have to be
from
me?
Grace.
I don't care. I don't know.
We got a thumbs up
Grace,
from who
wait,
created the
Grace,
bingo
I'm going to
board.
unmute you for a second. Grace Astor, I'm going to bring you to the front. The creative mind behind the bingo card.
Thank
If
you.
Kristina says it, does that count as a check?
I think it's you and your host.
Okay.
Yeah, you and your co-host. Totally
Okay.
counts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You're
So
welcome.
today it's Kristina, and I should mention most of the time it will be Kristina, but she has to teach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so I'm going to have a different co-host on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we still love you, Kristina.
Aw.
Yeah. Kristina, are you ready to do this? Are you ready to
Let's
get
do
this
it.
party started? InstaFam, you guys ready? They can't respond, so who knows if they're ready. Our friends here are ready. All right, here we go. So you guys, today, our dinosaur of the day, because as many of you probably know at this point, is this going to work? There we go. It's probably many of you know today. Can you see me at the American Museum of Natural History with a mural of pterosaurs behind? Cool. Today we are talking about pterosaurs, flying reptiles. So I thought we would start with an actual flying reptile as our dino or not dino of the day. We'll get to that in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Quetzacoatlus, almost inarguably the largest animal to have ever flown on Earth. Right, and here's an image of a few, four Quetzacoatlus being chased out of a stream by what appears to be a T-Rex. So that is our not dino of a day, Quetzacoatlus, named after the, I believe the Aztec feather serpent god, Aztec feathered serpent god, even though they don't have feathers, we'll come back to that. So this is your mission for today. Draw this giant flying reptile with the wingspan of an F-15 fighter jet and a giant skull. This is your challenge for the day. Kristina, I know you took some time already to draw one. Do you want to show us yours?
I have started my sketch here.
Oh, you've started, but you're not finished.
Yeah, here's my work in progress. I'm proud of him.
Let me stop my share, come back to you. Can we see that again, Kristina?
There you go.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that.
Thank you.
Nice. You can see the wing membranes. Very cool. All right, so that's what we'll be drawing today. Drawing some Quetzacoatlus, which is a giant pterosaur. But I'm wondering, actually, maybe, Kristina, if we're going to talk about pterosaurs, we should probably figure out, like, what the heck a pterosaur is.
What even is a pterosaur?
What even is a pterosaur? You have one on your shirt, I see. But what is a pterosaur? So first and foremost, you guys, pterosaurs are not dinosaurs. So just like today, there are many different groups of animals alive. We got mammals, reptiles, birds, amphibians. A long time ago, there were groups of animals, different groups alive as well. And so we have dinosaurs, which are one group. We also have pterosaurs, which are flying reptiles, which are not dinosaurs. They lived at the same time, equally awesome, but they don't have the same physical traits, the same morphological or body shape characteristics that scientists use to group dinosaurs into a group of dinosaurs. They group them all into a group of pterosaurs. And so pterosaurs, though, technically the term means winged lizard, and they are all different shapes and sizes. Right, so we have pterosaurs that are smaller than a pigeon, up to that Quetzacoatlus I showed you a minute ago, which is as tall as a giraffe. What is it, like a 20-foot wingspan? It's insane. Now, the physical characteristics that all pterosaurs have that we use to group them all together. So first of all, they had hollow bones, which is awesome because if you are going to try to fly, you need less weight. So pterosaurs had hollow bones, which is great for them being able to fly, but not great for preservation, right? We have paper-thin hollow bones, and so it's much less likely that they actually fossilize, more so than a much thicker, stronger bone. So it's pretty awesome we have any pterosaur fossils, let alone the ones that we're going to see today. Now, pterosaurs also, as far as you know, all of them at this point, probably all of them had something called pycnofibers, which is Pycno fibers. And pycnofibers are basically like, it translates to dense filament. So they're not hairs and they're not feathers. They're almost kind of like somewhere in between. If you saw them, you wouldn't say that's a feather. So it's almost like a proto-hair feather situation. They're called pycnofibers. And most pterosaurs, almost all, some people would argue all of them, had pycnofibers covering their bodies. Now, there are also, I should mention, let me bring back up my screen share here. There are also basically, just like we kind of group fossils into body fossils and trace fossils, there are generally speaking 2 different types of pterosaurs. We're gonna get into those in a minute, but first I just wanna blow your mind with a few different pterosaur heads. I mean, look at these things. Are you kidding me? Like, what is even going on? The one on the bottom right's name I can never pronounce. The one right above it with the pink head is called Pterodastro. The one on the left with the orange coming out the top, that is some type of Pteranodon. We'll get back to that. But this is just a good intro to the crazy different, the diversity of skull shape and size that we see in pterosaurs. Absolutely bonkers. Now, the other thing that really the main thing, at least in my mind, that makes pterosaurs so amazing, as exemplified by this little schematic here, is pterosaurs were the first group of, I'm gonna actually stop the share for a second because I want you to see my face. Pterosaurs were the first group of animals on this planet with a backbone, vertebrates, the first vertebrates on this planet to be able to achieve powered flight. So before pterosaurs, we're talking non-backbone, non-vertebrates, different types of insects, that type of thing. Pterosaurs, first animals on this planet with a spine like us that were able to fly. And that is what makes them so amazing in my mind. They're the OG first flyers. Now, there's not a lot known about the evolution of pterosaurs prior to their ability to fly. There's actually a question from Tyrannosaurus. You're in here somewhere in the chat. Yeah, you want to know what are the predecessors to pterosaurs? We're not really sure. There's very, very little bits of scant evidence, and there aren't really any transitional fossils that we found at this point, kind of showing what maybe some species that were small and on the ground without wings being able to fly up into these winged flyers look like. So we just don't really know a lot about pterosaur evolution at this point, other than the fact that we know they were the first group of vertebrates to be able to fly. So that's, ooh, Diana Montano, get in here. Diana Montano, I love Diana. I love that Diana's here. Shout out to Diana Montano for being here. If Deandra Montano comes in, we'll have to get rid of her. That's Diana's arch nemesis. All right, back to pterosaurs. We'll screen share here. Here's the other thing that made them unique. Kristina, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. So you guys can probably see here, we have 3 different wings, 3 different types of flight, or 3 different ways wings have achieved flight. We got a pterosaur, we got a bird, and we got a bat. And now you can see in a bat, which is most closely related to us, you can actually kind of see each of those 5 fingers. They're labeled. The little one on the top is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is the big long. The longest one is actually the pinky and the bat wing. But if we go up to the pterosaurs, we only see 4 fingers. And in fact, that 4th finger, should be this one right here, the ring finger, is an incredibly extended long finger. So Kristina, I'm wondering, do we have any like fun way that we can remember pterosaur wings? Like why that is crazy and weird and different?
That extended long ring finger.
It is the ring finger, yeah.
Indeed. Well, you know, they went extinct, and if evolution liked it, they would have put a ring on it.
Should have put a ring on it. Should have put a ring on it. It is a giant 4th finger. How do you miss a ring from that? Too bad. So sad. They're not here anymore. But when they were here, they're amazing, not only because they flew in a way nothing had flown like before, but secondly, the way I learned this literally a month ago. There's still a lot of debate about how they actually took off. The origins of pterosaurs, there's still a lot of debate as to whether they started on the ground to fly or were something that climbed up trees and then jumped off the tree and glided? Gloated? I don't know, glid. What's up, Ashley? I'm glad Ashley's here too. But this is a really cool schematic kind of showing you how we think they actually launched into the air. They stood on all 4s, crouched down, and then catapulted themselves up with enough force that then they could flap those wings, push air down, and take off, which is pretty amazing. Because you think about birds, they're on 2 legs, they jump and they take off. Pterosaurs launching from all 4s, pretty amazing way to fly. So we've said a few different pterosaurs. Can we check in? How's everyone doing on their drawings? Just their, you know, the beginnings. You want to get that basic schematic going. Kristina, can we see your drawing? How's your Ketse Coatless doing?
I added some wing muscles.
Okay, we got some wing muscles. I would challenge you to maybe put some pycnofibers on there.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Maybe for coloration or for warmth or signaling to mates. Again, we're not really sure the exact purpose of them. Could have been all of them, just like feathers. Cool. All right. Now, let's get into it. I have so many very cool pterosaurs to show you. I mentioned a moment ago that there are basically two types of pterosaurs. There are basal pterosaurs, which are the generally smaller, they're generally smaller. They had teeth, they had tail feathers, and they probably ate insects and other small prey, right? And so a couple examples of pterosaurs are this one right here. So this is Dimorphodon. You can see in the left, he's kind of small, chilling on the railing. I'm there wearing my JP tank. That's why I brought up the tank tops earlier. Daniel, way to go, tank top team. So Dimorphodon, it means two-formed tooth because it had two different types of teeth. It lived about 190 million years ago. Here's another one. This is I found on the beach one day. These are absolutely real, 100% not doctored whatsoever photos, I promise. These are not using Photoshop at all. I swear, totally swear. So that's another image of Dimorphodon. Not so big. Here it is again. I don't know how this particular one got into the MoMA. It's weird that they let pterosaurs into museums in New York City. Strange. I don't know. And that's Dimorphodon. Oh, here's probably what it looked like when it was running around on the ground or hopping around. You can see those little teethies. It's got a cool tail on its back. Dimorphodon's a pretty cool little guy. About 190 million years ago, again, a basal pterosaur, one of the smaller, earlier ones. But you guys, it is time for one of my favorites. This is about 150 million years ago. Say it with me, Rhamphorhynchus. No, Thank you. No one said Rhamphorhynchus. Can I get a Rhamphorhynchus?
Rhamphorhynchus.
I think that's how it's said. I really like that name. So let's go back to Rhamphorhynchus for a minute. Not only is this like a beautifully well-preserved fossil, we can see the tail, we can see the membrane and the wing. Look at those crazy little teeth. Those teeth are bonkers town. We'll come back to that in 1 second, just for a little size scale. These guys were a little bit bigger than Dimorphodon. Not much, just slightly bigger. But again, look at those teeth. We think that, and we now know that they use those teeth probably in a fashion like this. We know they were piscivores. They were hunting in water. A lot of them were hunting probably in, well, areas that had fish and squid. You can see one right here catching a squid. We know this because we've actually found Rhamphorhynchus and other pterosaur skeletons with their stomach contents preserved, and we can actually see squid and fish parts in their stomach. So we know they were hunting these guys with those crazy teeth. If you have not got enough of the crazy teeth, buckle up. 3, 2, 1, boom. Look at those things. Is that not one of the craziest skulls you have ever seen? Bonkers time. So again, those are basically just used for spearing fish or squid as they glided down, skim the water, much like skimmers today. Some birds today are skimmers. I can't get enough of this skull. It's just amazing. So that is Rhamphorhynchus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, any guesses? I want a few guesses as to what this crazy looking pterosaur you're seeing on your screen right now is. I'll give you some hints. It is Brazilian. It was found in Brazil. It's about 112 million years old. Its name starts with a T. Any guesses?
I'll read off the guesses in the chat.
Okay.
So far, we just have from Diana. I don't like this one.
You don't like this one.
T. Gigantocomuthicus. Stupendactylus.
Right. Bang, 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 bang. We have a winner. That is it, you guys. Who was that? Who got it right there?
Stupendactylus?
Yeah.
That was Arnav.
Arnav. Shouts to Arnav. Let's go back to our Tupandactylus here. Yes, Tupandactylus. Tupandactylus. I didn't memorize that. I'm reading it. That's Tupandactylus. If you want to see what it looks like, probably fleshed out. This is Tupandactylus. This is from the American Museum of Natural History's Pterosaur exhibition, which was a couple years ago. Beautiful. I know that exhibition is traveling. If you see it coming to a local museum, go see it. They're amazing. And you can actually see really well in this image how it's the fourth finger that is extended really, really long to create that wing membrane. Now, here's another image of Tupandactylus. I was lucky enough to be able to see it at my subway stop in New York City. This is it with a bunch of pigeons. These are totally not doctored, 100% real, totally not fake images. The other cool thing about Tupandactylus is we found a few different skulls in different shapes, which mean we're pretty sure that they showed different shape in different maybe coloration in different species of Tupandactylus, or maybe there was sexual dimorphism. Dimorphism is more than one shape. So much like certain animals, even humans are generally sexually dimorphic. Males are generally slightly larger than females. Lots and lots of species on the planet show that today. Tubandactylus is probably the same way. I should also mention it's not always males that are larger than females. My favorite example of this is the, oh my goodness, what is it called? It's the fish, the really, really deep down water fish with the crazy teeth and the glow thing on the front. Why am I forgetting the name of it?
Anglerfish?
Anglerfish. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of anglerfish species. Let me stop this right here. Hold on. A lot of anglerfish species, the female is 100 times bigger than the mate. In fact, when scientists started finding anglerfish down at the depths they swim, they're like, where are all the males? And it wasn't until they found like, and by the way, it's like this big. It wasn't until they found a parasitic male, which was this big, that is attached to the female. So sexual dimorphism is crazy. Males, females, different sizes, probably same with Tubandactylus. All right, moving right along. This is our rapid fire pterosaur session. You guys, you probably recognize this next one of the most famous of all time. This is Pteranodon. So we hear the word pterodactyl a lot. Pterodactyl is one species of pterosaur or flying reptile. It looks kind of similar to Pteranodon. Some people kind of think of them or use them interchangeably. So, by the way, on Insta, someone dropped the Zoom meeting link for our friend. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, so this is Pteranodon. That is me on the cliffs outside of Sydney, I believe, in Australia. For a little size reference, Pteranodons get pretty big, right? Bigger than a human. The female, about the same size. Male's much larger than a human. They don't weigh as much, though, because, again, hollow, paper-thin bones. You don't have a lot of weight in the skin membranes on the wings, so don't weigh a lot, but overall size, definitely bigger. Here's an image. Here's one that myself and Kelly Reedy found when we were in Puerto Rico. Just happened to be chilling on top of this roof. I don't know how I get so lucky to keep running into all these extinct animals. It's pretty bonkers. This one's really cool. Saw this Pteranodon at Coney Island in Brooklyn. It just grabbed a fish. You know, sometimes you get lucky as a photographer and you find amazing animals.
Hey, Dustin, can we pause for a question?
I would love to pause for a minute.
Okay, I've had more than one person ask what the function of the crest is on top of their head.
Okay.
So is it for display or for stabilizing their flight or something else?
Probably both. That's the prevailing thought is one, yeah, different shapes can help stabilize you during flight or help you make sharper or different turns. Like more of an agile flyer that can make those really sharp different turns, but also you're right, maybe different colors or different crests, different sizes, different colors, much like that Pterosaur crest, that 3-foot long head trombone we talked about. Fighting or flirting, right? The different colors may have signaled that it wants to mate. Maybe different colors were used to scare off predators. We don't know. I'm just not really sure. Again, your theories about that could be just as valid as a paleontologist. We did have, that reminds me of one other question from Jen Furlick. She asked, did pterosaurs eat other pterosaurs? Probably. I'm not actually familiar of fossils that have stomach contents, pterosaur fossils with stomach contents containing other pterosaurs, but I'm sure that probably, that happens. Cannibalism we see in lots and lots of different species. And plus there are lots of different shape and size pterosaurs. So I imagine some of the bigger ones probably fed on some of the smaller ones at times.
And
we know that go ahead.
And while we're talking about head crests, was it a soft or a hard tissue?
The bone, there was a bone. So on those crests, let me bring one up here. The bone itself, so let's look at this top right one here. The bone itself would be hard because it's bone, but we would have had a thin, almost like skin membrane that often, especially for this one right here on the top right, that actually connected those, right? Almost like a kite. And that is why we think maybe some of those could actually be used. Whoop, the picture disappeared on my screen. Could be used for better aerodynamism. We're not really sure though. It's a great question. Any others, Kristina, before we move on to our penultimate pterosaur of the day?
I don't see any more questions about it, but I just do want to echo what Mike said. It's a useful function and an attractive feature.
Ooh, which Mike said that?
Mike Partham.
Okay, I thought for a second it was, hi to that Mike. There's also the world's probably best pterosaur expert, Michael Habib. So I thought maybe we had I thought the LeBron James of pterosaurs was here, but he's not. That's a good segue plug. If you were into pterosaurs, a recent edition of Scientific American, the magazine, has an amazing feature all about pterosaurs. That's where I got that image with the 4 legs launching up in the air. Talks about the evolution, talks about how they might have flown. I love that. A quick shout out again to Megan for this background. I know a lot of us have taken pictures right there. It's like the best prom picture backdrop ever. If I could go back in time, I would have my by myself prom picture because I didn't go to prom because I was a nerd and didn't have a date. Yeah, but look at me now, high schoolers. We're on Instagram and on Zoom talking about pterosaurs. You can miss me with your prom. Anyway, all right, Kristina, any other questions before? I am a secret time traveler, that's true. Any other questions before we move on to the penultimate pterosaurs?
Mike Partham said, sometimes Pteranodon is depicted with a membrane on its crest. Is that an educated guess, or is there any evidence?
Ooh, for
like
Pteranodon? That's a good question. I know for a lot of them, we've actually have, let me bring up a different fossil image here. I know for a lot of them, we actually have like the impression on the bone. Like for instance, with this Rhamphorhynchus, we can see the skin membrane for the for the feathers, wow, for the wings. But I'm not sure with Pteranodon, if we found that or not. That's a really good question. It's a really good question. I don't know. Well, looks like we got something new to learn today. And that is my favorite, honestly, you guys, one of my favorite things, if not my favorite thing to say when we're talking about science, dinosaurs, whatever, is I don't know. Or we don't know yet. Because it just means there's more cool stuff for us to try to find and learn and discover together. And again, I try to say we don't know yet, or I don't know yet, not just we don't know, because it speaks to the nature of science. There's always more for us to discover. We just don't know. We just haven't found that thing out yet. But it's probably out there. All right, Kristina, can I get an air horn as we transition into the pterosaur of the day? We have 100 meeting participants. We hit our Zoom room limit. Into it. Let's go. Kristina, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Are you ready with your drawing?
I am.
This is it, guys.
Brown.
So we moved in time from the oldest to the youngest. So Dimorphodon about 190 million years ago, Rhamphorhynchus 150 mil, Tubendaculus 112 mil, Pteranodon about 85 mil, Quetzacoatlus, the Aztec feathered serpent god, 67 million years ago. This guy was around. These guys were around when the asteroid that we talked about a day or so ago spelled the demise of all the dinos. So this guy may have looked up and seen that asteroid coming. So sorry for you. But again, absolutely amazing creatures. The size of a giraffe, the wingspan of an F-16 fighter jet. Again, we're not exactly sure what their soft parts look like. Here's one interpretation. Here's another interpretation. This one's got a little more furry pycnofiber situation going on, maybe eating a lizard or some sort of dinosaur. Let's see. Ooh, and for a little bit more size reference, again, ginormous. You can imagine that little blue person sitting on the back of this thing, and it looks like it's about the size of a fighter jet. Largest animals to have ever flown. Here's an image of one I saw when I visited, when I was hanging out with Drake up in Toronto. You can see Drake is sitting up at the top of the CN Tower here. It just so happens that's a great place for these guys to perch. We saw a lot of, thank you for circling that. Saw a lot of those there. But most importantly, does anyone recognize that very beautiful person that is standing right under the pterosaur here at the Field Museum in Chicago? Kristina, can you tell who that might be?
Oh, that's me.
That is you. That is Kristina at the Field Museum in Chicago. They have a life-size mock-up of Ketse Coatless. Obviously, it is enormous. Kristina, was it scary standing under it? I also love its tiny little eyeballs. If you guys, I wonder if I can zoom in on those tiny, no, I can't.
Tiny little eyeballs. I also like its tiny little fingers. If you could zoom in on that, it's outward turn little feet.
Outward turn little finger situations. Yeah. No one could see you do that. Can we do that one more time, Kristina? Well, outward turning. Yep.
Little feet.
Yep. Actually, it's good. So pterosaurs like this, dinosaurs like this. Look, we just figured out a new difference between the two. But we're not done sharing because I showed a picture of you with one, Kristina. But I want to mention that I saw one as well. This is along the Oregon coast. I was very careful that that dude did not try to eat me. Again, very large, probably ate whatever it could get a hold of. Definitely ate some small dinosaurs. I know there's a lot of mock-ups I see online with Quetzacoatlus eating like baby sauropods, long neck ones, which is a little sad, but also kind of amazing. And again, we think they took off by leaping in the air from all fours. I love this image. So this is a depiction of what we think they may have looked like as they started to leap up in the air, flap those giant wings, and take flight. Largest animal to have ever taken to the skies is Quetzacoatlus, and pterosaurs are the first animals with a backbone to have ever flown. Now, we've gotten to about the 30-minute mark. So I know that some of these drawings are going to be incredibly legit. I'm incredibly excited to see them. So as you guys put the finishing touches on those, Kristina, could you hit me with a few pterosaur questions?
I'm looking through the chat, and
while you're waiting, I'll be running through the 6 with my pterosaurs. I'll see you.
I'm just dealing with some oh, okay, here we go. How are the leggies so tiny and the necks are so thick? Were they top heavy?
Yeah, I mean, they look incredibly top heavy. When you look at these animals, it's like, how did this thing even fly? And honestly, like, it defies reason almost. And that's why there's been so much debate as to their shape, their size, how they actually may have flown. But sometimes we're just not sure. But nature, if something works, it will work, right? There's no right or wrong or perfect design in nature. Either something works or does not work. And if it works, it gets passed on. And slowly over time, nature did refine the wings in every pterosaur we see to be able to fly, which is honestly one of the most incredible evolutionary developments of all time. It's a good question.
Fabulous. Where did they nest?
Oh, good question. We're not sure. I mean, we think similar to a lot of birds, especially birds that live near water. They may have nested on like cliffs. We found pterosaur eggs. So we're not exactly sure about where they nested, but we know that they laid eggs, much like all other reptiles alive at the same time.
Give me a second. Okay. How much might they have weighed?
Oh, that's a really good question. Not a lot, right? I mean, based on their size, obviously the bigger ones weighed a lot more than the small ones. Do you guys remember yesterday, if you were here, Kristina, you weren't here. Yesterday, we talked to bird nerd and my favorite bird expert, Jason Ward. And we talked about sandhill cranes, which are cranes that are about 5 feet tall. And I believe he said they only weighed about 10 pounds. Right, so I would imagine for pterosaurs, you would get similar weight distributions, right? These things have to be able to fly. The heavier you are, the harder it is to get off the ground. So for a bird that was 5 feet tall, weighs 10, 12 pounds, you can imagine for a pterosaur, maybe a Pteranodon weighed a little bit more than that. But that's a really good question. I've never actually looked up exactly how much we think a Quetzacoatlus weighed. If someone would look that up and put that in the chat box, that would be amazing. I want to know the Quetzacoatlus weight. You guys on Insta too. I want to know what Quetzacoatlus weighed, our guest, as well as, let's go Dimorphodon. How much do we think Dimorphodon weighed? Again, Dimorphodon, with the tail a little bit longer, but not so big. So I want to guess an estimation on Quetzacoatlus weight, as well as Dimorphodon weight. If you got to look it up, make it happen.
We have one from Chantel who said, how good could their vision and hunting skills have been if they had such tiny eyes?
Say it again.
How good could their vision and hunting skills have been if they had such tiny eyes?
So your vision isn't based, at least the quality of vision is not based on the size of your eyeballs. Different animals have different size eyes, but really the quality of vision is based on where the eyes are positioned on the skull. So first of all, generally speaking, herbivores, things that are not being hunted, have their eyes more on the sides of their head to be able to stay more vigilant and watch out for predators, versus things that are carnivores, generally speaking, have their eyes more in the front for stereoscopic vision, where they can zoom in one particular target. So generally speaking, carnivores, eyes in the front, herbivores, a little bit more to the side. But it really depends upon also the size of the area in your brain that processes images. So we're not really sure exactly how good their eyesight was. It's a good question. Probably good enough to be able to fly and hunt from the sky and be able to see down and pick off targets. Again, I'm not a pterosaur expert by any stretch of the imagination or an eyesight expert. So these are really great questions that I would implore you to look up when we're done here, because this is just where the learning starts, people. We're here to pique curiosity. Oh, so we have a guess, or at least about 500 pounds. So someone thinks that the pterosaur is about 500 pounds, which is pretty huge. Pretty huge.
We have a couple of questions about what they ate. Philip asked if they're cannibalistic, and Margot asked if they're carnivorous.
So we think the smaller ones, insectivores, and maybe eating small animals, but most of them are carnivores. As far as we know, most pterosaurs, if not all, were carnivores. That was one of the questions from Margot. Also, Anna Philippa Sobral asked, were the bones pneumatized like birds? Yes, they had paper-thin bones filled with air sacs and hollows. Not the same as birds, but incredibly thin bones. You got to be able to fly. You can't have a lot of weight.
All right.
So someone just wrote, Jada wrote, giraffes weigh almost 2,000 pounds, so pterosaurs being half that weight makes sense. I would say that not necessarily. It's really actually hard for us to guess the weights of extinct animals like pterosaurs and dinosaurs because their bones were very different. Their bodily structures and shape and size was very different. So it's hard to take modern corollaries for certain animals. So like giraffe bones are much thicker, much heavier. So even if you look at an animal, it's a similar size, internally they don't weigh, they weigh way more, the things that are alive today. So it's very hard for us to guess. And especially consider the fact that a lot of these, especially like giant sauropod, long neck dinosaurs, we have very small bits of their bodies, not complete skeletons. So using like a few different bones to try to blow up to an entire creature and then estimate the weight. And that is why when you see like a new dinosaur found, you get wild variation in guesses as to the weight. Ooh, someone said, did the Dimetrodon weigh around 35 pounds? I would guess much lighter than 35 pounds. I don't know if anyone has looked up the Dimorphodon estimated weight.
Somebody found around 35 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, guys, I'm catching up with questions here. Managing.
So as you're looking at these last questions, Kristina, find a couple more questions. We'll do a little bit of a recap. So today, our dinosaur of the day is not a dinosaur. It's a flying reptile. It's a pterosaur. It's Quetzacoatlus, largest animals we know. There's a little debate. There might be one or two other giant pterosaurs that rivaled its size. But as far as we know, with at least good amounts of, hello, this is Maya and Max. With a good amount of specimens, we can put Quetzacoatlus up there as probably the largest animal to ever take flight. Hey, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about Quetzacoatlus, then we talked about pterosaurs, flying reptiles, first animals on this planet with a backbone to be able to achieve powered flight. We got basal pterosaurs, the early ones, teeth, tails, smaller. And then the larger, later ones were called pterodactylids. And those, generally speaking, have larger no tails, bigger heads, larger necks. And a lot of them didn't even have teeth. And then we talked about 5 pterosaurs: Dimorphodon, Rhamphorhynchus, Tupandactylus, Pteranodon, and Quetzacoatlus. I think that is general recap, the things we did today. Okay, last questions, as well as I need to see these drawings. Oh wait, I got a weight estimate on Dimorphodon, 4 pounds. 4 pounds. I'm going to show a picture of him again just so we have an idea here. So we think for Kristina, your friend right here, we're thinking around 300 to 400 pounds versus for our Dimorphodon friend right here, we're talking 5 pounds. This image actually looks pretty big on here. So yeah, wide variation in both size and weight, which makes sense. Same thing with dinosaurs. Dinosaurs this big up to literally the largest things ever walked on the face of the earth. One more birthday shout out to Daniel. What's up, Daniel? All right, Kristina, hit me with one. Let's go one more question, and then we're going to do our drawing because I need to see these.
Okay. Did some of the beaked pterosaurs swallow food whole versus some like tearing through the flesh like Dimorphodon since they had teeth?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Is one of my images here? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. This guy doesn't have any teeth. He's just swallowing a dinosaur whole or some reptile type thing. But yeah, so a lot of the later, larger pterodactylids, as we call them, did not have teeth and probably swallowed things whole versus the earlier basal non-pterodactyl. When you hear basal, by the way, B-A-S-A-L, it means like early. So when you hear like basal theropod, like some of the earliest first 3-toed predecessors of T-Rex, when you hear basal sauropod, some of the first earliest long neck dinos, long tail, long neck. So basal pterosaurs, some of the earliest ones, smaller, like Dimorphodon, had teeth, chomping up its food. Natty wants to see the drawings. Rob wants to see the drawings. Can we see the drawings?
Also, Natty has asked us what our favorite flying reptiles are.
Ooh, cool. Good call. What's yours, Kristina?
I'm partial to Quetzacoatlus. I know it's a popular choice. It's our not dino of the day. But after getting to basically meet one in person, I was astounded that it got off the ground, much less lived to reproduce.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that you see and you're just like, wait, what? That's why I love science. It's why we do what we do. We're very curious. We want to know what the heck is going on with animals that they defy imagination. Makes almost no sense. All right, Kristina, are we ready to did you finish your drawing? We should probably start with your drawing. Kristina, I know you asked last night what it was going to be, and I wouldn't tell you because I didn't want you to get a huge head start on the rest of the squad here. So, Kristina, you had a little bit of a head start. I'm curious to see your drawing. Also, I want to know if you have a name for it. Did you like Bob or Sue?
Yeah, I added some, what was the name of the fibers?
Pycnofibers. Pycno fibers.
I added some pycnofibers.
Woo.
Actually, would you
I can. Yes.
I added some pycnofibers and some spots. This is Patricia. So but you don't say the P like in pterosaur, so you say it Atricia.
Atricia. Oh, yeah. I like that. Instead of Patricia. Wait, go back. Atricia. I need to see that again. I was going for a hot second. Atricia. Yeah. I like the pycnofibers. Oh, I like the little crest on the top of its head.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Do you have a compass? Not a compass, but a protractor? Because I'd like to know the angle at the mouth is open right now. I'm just curious. It looks like a very perfect angle.
Yeah, it's about a 47-degree angle.
47 degrees. Yeah. Okay. I think that is within the generally accepted scientific mouth opening range. Cool. So, by the way, friends on Instagram, I know you guys want to see these images too, but I can literally, there's no way for me to show you them because they're on this computer. If I turn up, it does not work that way. So, incentive for my Insta fans, Fam, F-A-M, come join us in the Zoom room because you will miss out if you don't on images like this. All right, I don't know who labeled. Ooh, kids, that's beautiful. I love the colors. We got the spread wings there. That's really nice. I like that. I like that we got the tail that looks like one of the earlier pterosaurs. Rob, do you have one? Rob, did you make a drawing today? Rob's gonna lift up his drawing. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow, nice. We got a few different iterations, maybe in a study in how they take off. I like that. Jada, every time I'm excited to see yours. Jada, I love yours. I love yours so much. Look at those. Those are, we got like a dragon on the bottom. Okay, all right. Maybe closely related to a dragon. Okay, cool. Let's see what other drawings we got here. Hold up your drawing if you got it. I can't click on you unless I see the drawing. M, here we go. Every time crushing the game. I feel like I'm like in not even a beginner, like a 102 or 201 level paleo art class with you guys. Crushing the game. That looks great. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, we have a smaller one. Dino Time drew this, I believe. No, wait, not Dino Time. What is this one that we're looking at right now? I know this one. I'm forgetting the name of it. What is the name of this pterosaur? Forget the name of this one. I remember this guy. That's beautiful, though. Uh-oh. We got a couple in water. I like these very, like, stylized, a little more rounded than you usually see. That's okay. Into it. I like the one, like, crouching down, looking up. Real good. Let's see what else we got here. Aegis. Oh, wow. Yeah. I see the drawings, the raptors, the Deinonychus behind you. Those are real. I like those. I like those a lot. You guys are Teishi. Oh, look at that. We got one flying away from what looks like a little dino on the ground. Careful there. You're real close to the sun. You don't want to get burned. Those membranes for the wings are very thin. Richard. Let's see it, Richard. I like you guys. I never fail to be impressed by these drawings. That is a beautiful Ketse Coatless. I like that you signed it, labeled it. What's it say on the bottom there? Oh, that's grass. Okay, good. No, the grass. I thought there was words on the bottom. Love it. All right, T, what do we got? Nice. I like that you explored colors a little bit here. We're not really exactly sure what colors they were. But that one I like. I like the yellow tail feather. Interesting purple legs. I would look into the anatomic accuracy of that, but I'm into it. Nikki's iPad. Oh, look at this guy. This guy is having a time right now. He kind of looks like somebody just like opened their coat real wide right in front of you. I'm into this guy. Look at those long fourth, put a ring on it, ring finger wings. Oh, that is good. All right, Cecilia, are you ready? Here we go, Cecilia. Oh, Cecilia's like, you know what? I'm gonna draw like 8 of them because I'm a boss like that. Oh, I love the head crest. We have different species. We'll cross different time periods into it. You can maybe add some color when we're done here. Krista, what do we got? Oh, heck yeah. Wait, is it saying something? It's saying look out, look enough. Okay. Oh, look at your shirt too. Can we see your shirt for a minute? Oh, wait a minute. Can you unmute this person, please? This person is literally wearing pterosaur wings on their body as we speak and is drawn it. Oh,
which person?
I'm not sure who. Krista Kimball.
Okay, I got you.
So you've got a T-Rex and a cheeseburger on your shirt, and then you got pterosaur wings. Those look pretty great. Very much into those. Can you drop in the comments where you got those pterosaur wings? Because I might need to wear those walking down the street. Oh, we've got matching T-shirts. 2 different T-Rexes.
Sorry, I can't find a Krista in the chat.
I'm going to switch over now one more time. Mom, can I switch to you? Can I get a thumbs up? Or no? My mom is here. Oh, you guys too. I love your thumbs up. Mom, you said you had a shirt or a picture. Hey, Mom. You guys, everyone, this is my mom. What's up, Mom? How's it going? Look at her beautiful art behind her. You can follow her on Instagram at Brooklyn Cardboard, BKLYN Cardboard. She makes a lot of mixed multimedia pieces of art. Mom, do you have a photo? I thought you said you found a really embarrassing photo of myself that you wanted to share with the group. Is that true?
Not today, babe.
Not today? Okay.
Nope.
You're going to dig through the family archives to bring out something incredibly embarrassing for tomorrow, right?
If you wish.
I think, give the people what they want. Okay. Who have we not seen? Do we see Jen? Oh, look at this. Nice. Into it. I like the pictofibers on the wings. I can see those. Do we have any last drawings? I'm going to go through these relatively quickly. We're almost done. Ketse Coatless. Ooh, stooping on a rock. I love the color variation. Sophie, professional artist over here. Wow. Love the shading. I am in awe of the skills of our artists here. Sophie, that's amazing. Bryn, what do we got? Bryn, that looks great too. It looks a little like Pterodastro or maybe a Pteranodon. You've named it Xander. Great name. Natty, another Ketse Coatless, a big orange beak. I'm into that. Looks good. Any last ones? Nelly. Ooh, Nelly did a couple different ones. I see a Tubendactylus on the top, maybe. Looks good. You guys, these are so good. Again, please share these. Share these with me on Instagram. You can tweet me on Instagram. I'm Dinosaur Whisperer. On Instagram, I'm just Dustin Growick. You see my name on there. Also, Venmo, Cash App, if you want to throw $1 or $2 to support these endeavors. Do we have any other drawings? We do. We have so many more drawings. We see Chromebook has got a cool shirt. Oh, it's like a monster Star Wars T-Rex situation. Dino Dad reviews. Wow. Look at that beautiful head crest. It is not Valentine's Day, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'm here for it. Yasmin. Beautiful. On the ground and flying. That one looks great. Alicia. Oh, another Ketse Coatless. This one looks a little meaner. I'm into it. Guy looks kind of scary. Anna. Bert the Tubendactylus. I'm into that. It's a good name for a Tubendactylus. Alder. Ooh, good Ketse Coatless. I would implore you to maybe draw a little person next to it for a little bit of size and scale. Actually, I'm going to tell that to all of you guys. I think that's most of them. I'm going to go back to my view here because you guys, I'm still figuring out how Zoom works, but that's me. Hold on one second. We're going to exit full screen. All right. Kristina, our time is almost up. Last thing I did want to implore you guys, as you make these drawings, again, share them, but maybe put something next to it for scale. So we have a general idea of how big this image is. Without something for scale, it's not as good science, right? We want to know, because you can't tell on a piece of paper how big a Ketse Coatless is unless there's something next to it for scale. You can put a person. If it's a smaller animal, you can put maybe a stick of chapstick. I know someone who does that pretty often. Up to you guys. Our time is just about up. So, Kristina, do you know what we're going to talk about tomorrow? I don't think you do because you're not going to be here, single tier.
I have to teach. What are we talking about tomorrow?
Tomorrow, because today we talked about flying reptiles, I thought tomorrow we would talk about marine reptiles. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about all the animals that live, not all of them, but a lot of the marine reptiles that lived in the water at the time of dinosaurs that were not dinosaurs. So today, non-dinos in the sky. Tomorrow, non-dinosaurs in the water. And I'm incredibly excited to announce our special guest co-host, almost as cool as Kristina, equally as cool as Kristina. It is the one, the only, Sarah McNulty. If you do not know Sarah McNulty, she is an amazing squid scientist, and you are going to meet her tomorrow, one of my favorite scientists in the world ever. So, Kristina, do we have any last parting thoughts, parting questions? Oh, as you guys are trickling out, because our time's about done, drop your marine reptile questions in the comments. We're talking mosasaurs. We are talking... My brain is totally fried. Hold on. We're talking mosasaurs. We're also talking plesiosaurs. And we are also talking ichthyosaurs. Those are the three, ichthyosaurs, right? Three major groups of marine reptiles. So put your marine reptile questions in the comments. I will see you. Kristina will not. Sarah and I will tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And just like my mom said, it is the time of year when we're all starting to maybe go out in the garden, dig and plant some perennials. So again, I don't care if you're researching pterosaurs, researching marine reptiles, or planting perennials. There we go. Never stop digging. I'll see you guys tomorrow for marine reptiles. Thank you for joining. Tell your friends, tell the fam. Tomorrow, we're going underwater.